Ever have those moments where your mind is just buzzing with incredible ideas? You know, those big
Oh,
dreams.
absolutely. They feel so vivid, so exciting.
Yeah, you can almost taste the success, but then actually starting. It feels like trying to, I don't know, lift a car.
Mm-hmm.
You tell yourself, okay, tomorrow for sure.
And tomorrow comes, and that push still feels miles away. It's a remarkably common feeling, that gap between, well, what we want and actually getting moving.
Right, like the starting gun's gone off, but your feet are just stuck.
Stuck in the mud.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're picturing finishing the marathon, launching the business, maybe speaking that new language fluently,
Mm-hmm.
but then that first run, or drafting page one of the plan, or
Yeah.
even just opening the app, it suddenly feels like scaling a cliff.
It does, like this invisible anchor just holding you back.
Yeah.
And a lot of that feeling, it really comes down to just how huge the task seems. That it's so hard to even begin thought. That's a real obstacle the
Mm.
mind throws up.
Okay, so for this deep dive, we've been looking into simple steps to overcome laziness and achieve dreams.
Right.
And our mission today is really to pull out the most practical, down-to-earth steps, things to help you listening right now start making actual progress.
We want to cut through that procrastination, that feeling of being totally swamped.
Let's do it.
And the source makes this really fundamental point right away, which I think is incredibly freeing.
Right?
This feeling we often call laziness, it's not actually who you are. It's not some like fixed character flaw.
That's such a huge shift in perspective, isn't it?
It really is.
Because if you think it's just baked into your personality, changing it feels, well, impossible.
But the source suggests thinking about it more like a habit, a learned response, maybe to feeling overwhelmed or anticipating difficulty.
I'm a habit.
And the good news about habits, they can be changed, reshaped with the right approach.
All right, so let's dig into those approaches then. The first step that really jumped out is this idea of making things small, almost like ridiculously small.
Yes. What's the thinking there?
Well, the logic is pretty smart. When we face a task that feels massive, complex, our brain kind of hits the brakes. A cognitive avoidance thing.
Mm-hmm. It sees all the effort involved and nudges us towards, something easier, more comfortable.
It totally clicks. Like you think, write a novel, and your brain instantly flashes hard work and suggests maybe scrolling social media instead.
Exactly. Quick win versus the big climb. But the source offers this clever way around it.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on the huge end goal, you zoom away. Focus on the absolute smallest possible action.
Like the book example they used.
Precisely. Instead of worrying about 200 pages, just focus on writing one single sentence. Today. That's it.
One sentence. It almost sounds too simple. Like it wouldn't even make a difference.
And that's the magic. It lowers the barrier so much that the resistance just kind of melts away.
Nope.
They use that mountain climbing analogy, which is helpful. You don't teleport to the top, right?
No.
You take one step, then another. Each step on its own is totally manageable.
I get that.
Yeah.
It takes this terrifyingly huge thing and makes the starting point almost trivial.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just for writing, is it? What if you're trying to learn guitar, for example?
Same principle applies. Thinking about mastering a whole song, overwhelming, right? Especially at the start.
Yeah.
But if you
definitely.
just focus on learning one chord today, just one, that feels doable.
Okay.
It's all about those small, consistent steps, building block by building block.
So it's really not about nailing it perfectly right away.
Not at all.
It's just about getting the ball rolling, even if it's just a tiny nudge forward.
That's such a crucial point. The focus is on progress, however small, not perfection. And those little wins, they build momentum. They actually build your confidence, too.
Okay. So we've shrunk the giant goal down to a tiny first step. What's the next piece of the puzzle? How do we keep it going?
The second key strategy is all about creating easy routines.
Routines. Okay.
Yeah, the source points out something we all know deep down: willpower. It's finite. It runs out.
Oh, yeah. Some days you wake up and the tank feels empty before you even start.
Exactly. So you can't just rely on pure grit all the time. Routines, though, they become automatic.
Ah, so they bypass the willpower drain.
Pretty much. They don't require that constant conscious effort. The example they give is for exercise.
Let's hear it.
Just put your running shoes right by your bed. That's it.
Simple.
Super simple. But it massively lowers that mental hurdle to getting started in the morning. It makes the thing you want to do the path of least resistance.
So you're removing the friction beforehand, making it easy on your future self.
You got it. Think of routines like training wheels.
Okay.
They give you that support and stability until the behavior just becomes second nature, until you don't really have to think about it anymore.
So For someone listening now, what's a small routine they could maybe start today based on the source?
Well, the source suggests a couple of really accessible ones, like just writing a quick to-do list each morning. Doesn't have to be long. Just gives you clarity, a bit of direction.
Yeah, I can see that helping.
Or even just making it a habit to drink a glass of water right when you wake up. Establishes a small positive ritual to kick things off.
Those feel very doable. We're not talking about like a complete life overhaul overnight.
Definitely not. And that's the point. These small routines, they build momentum, they create structure, a sense of accomplishment, and that can spill over positively into other things.
Okay, so make it small, build easy routines. What's the third key strategy from the source?
The third one is what they call the 2-minute rule.
A 2-minute rule.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yeah, this one really zeroes in on getting past that initial inertia. You know, that feeling where just starting feels like the hardest part?
Oh, I know that feeling well. It's like trying to push a car that's stuck in neutral.
That's a great way to put it. So the 2-minute rule is basically a promise to yourself. You'll just do the task for 2 minutes. That's the commitment, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. That sounds almost pointless. Can you really get anything done?
And that's the clever bit. The main goal isn't necessarily task completion in those 2 minutes. It's about breaking through the psychological barrier to starting, getting over that initial hump.
Right.
The source uses a neat analogy, pushing a ball to the top of a hill. That first push takes the most effort, right? But once it starts rolling down the other side, it picks up its own momentum.
Ah, I see. So the act of starting, even for just 120 seconds, is what unlocks the rest.
Precisely. Getting started is often more than half the battle. And there's a bonus tip here, too.
Ooh, bonus tip. Okay.
Reward yourself just for starting, even after just those 2 minutes.
Really? Like what?
Could be anything small.
Yeah.
Listen to a song you love, take a quick stretch break, step outside for fresh air, something pleasant.
So you're creating a positive link in your brain. Starting, reward.
Exactly. It reinforces taking that first step, makes it less dreadful, and makes you more likely to do it again next time. It counteracts that feeling of dread.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have these 3 really practical tools. Make it small, create easy routines, use the 2-minute rule. If we zoom out a bit, what are the bigger picture messages, the sort of encouragement that ties this all together?
Yeah, one of the big ones, I think, is remembering that everyone starts small. Everyone.
It's easy to forget, isn't it?
It really is. You look at successful people and think they just, I don't know, woke up motivated. But the source emphasizes they all started somewhere, usually with really tiny first steps.
So even the people we admire struggled with getting started too.
Absolutely. They face the same hurdles. It's a comforting thought, really. We're not alone in this feeling.
Definitely.
And it highlights that it's the consistent effort, not some perfect, unwavering drive, not being flawless, that leads to real progress over time. They use that analogy of dreams being like a tiny spark.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, and each small action, no matter how insignificant it seems, is like adding a little bit of fuel to that spark, keeping it alive, helping it grow.
Fueling the spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes it feels like the spark's about to just fizzle out.
Totally. And the source is also realistic. It acknowledges that, setbacks happen, failure is part of the journey.
It's not the opposite of success then.
Not at all. Often it's a necessary ingredient. The key is just learning from it, dusting yourself off, and trying again. Keep moving forward.
And that's where self-compassion comes in, right? Being kind to yourself when you stumble.
Exactly. Don't beat yourself up. Don't let one missed day derail everything. Just get back to it. Be kind.
Okay, so let's crystallize this. If someone wants to walk away with just the core actions, what are those 3 key steps again from the source?
Okay, boils down to this. 1, break big goals into the smallest possible first action. Make it tiny.
Got it. Small start.
2, build simple routines around those actions to make consistency easier. Lower the friction.
Easy routines.
Okay. And 3, when you feel that resistance, commit to just 2 minutes. Just start for 2 minutes.
Make it small, make it easy, just start. Simple, but sounds like it could be really powerful.
It really can be.
So, for you listening right now, what's the takeaway? What's the immediate next step?
Well, the big message is, don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment or when you feel motivated, because honestly, that rarely just arrives.
So true.
Start now. Like today, pick one thing, one dream you've been putting off, and figure out one tiny, almost effortless step you can take towards it.
Just one tiny step. Your dreams are waiting for you, right?
That's what the source reminds us. And remember, You don't need to be perfect. Forget perfection.
Oh,
You just
show me.
need to be consistent. Even small, regular efforts, they add up. They compound over time and lead to really significant change. But you have to take action. That's the non-negotiable part.
Okay. So maybe as you go about your day after listening, think about this. What small piece of fuel will you add to your fire today?
Or maybe frame it as, what's the one tiny step you could take that might just start a chain reaction towards those goals you care about?
That first manageable step. It all comes down to that.
It really does. Just
Yeah.
begin.